If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. It can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the Anchor app today. Go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm to get started today.
This is Shockwave News Live. You can find me online at shockwavenewslive.com. You can also find me on twitter.com/Shockwave News Live 1. And you can also find me on Spreaker.com/Shockwave News Live. Okay, I want to talk to you about something today that's very, very upsetting as I see lots and lots and lots of states, some states getting ready to open. Basically, Georgia opened this Friday, being the 24th of April, 2020, for the most part. The state of Georgia has opened. Also down here in Central Florida, as they get ready to start opening things back up slowly here. I believe May 1st is the date down here in Central Florida. It's upsetting as I see a lot of these states, maybe such as New York, Virginia, different states like that, that continue to be locked down, that continue to violate a person's rights, their civil liberties, their rights under the Constitution. It really, really bothers me. It's a violation of the Constitution. These lockdowns are unconstitutional. It's very, very, very saddening to me to see that this game unfolds in these, in most states, not all of them, but in the majority of states, even such as my old home state of Michigan, Governor Whitmore, whatever her name is up there, Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of the state of Michigan, as she continues to hold everybody practically hostage. People have to go back to work. We understand that. The coronavirus is deadly. We understand that. However, and this is a big however, I just want to throw this out here for everybody listening to this podcast. People have to understand and realize and use a little bit of critical thinking here. Most people that have had the flu any time in their life, from the age of birth until their present day, a majority of people have antibodies built into their body normally. Some people are more susceptible than others. I'll give you an example. I've known people in different countries all over the globe. I'm down here based in down here in Central Florida. I've met people from all over the globe, especially lots and lots of Filipinos. They have come here. I've befriended a lot of Filipinos, have a lot of Filipino friends. A lot of people don't know that some Filipinos coming from, depending on what province they're coming from in the Philippines, they don't know how susceptible they are. I've seen people and met people and families and kids and friends and stuff over the years that they get every type of disease. They might get a cold and it might linger on for 3 or 4 weeks. They might get the flu and it just doesn't go away. It just depends. I'm talking about mostly Americans. We seem to be, a lot of us, at least I've had the flu probably in my life at least 40, 50 times or more. And you just get used to it. People from other countries might not be used to the crap and all the diseases we get over here, like the flu. Maybe again, being in the Philippines or being in India or Japan or wherever it's at, it might be a different strain of the flu. So maybe it's easier to get rid of the flu in your native home country, but then a different strain of the flu rather, here in the United States is a little more hard to get rid of. The body just can't get rid of it fast enough, or it doesn't have the antibodies in your body itself. You haven't built up an immune system, and you can't get rid of it. So this, going back to the coronavirus, we have to understand that the coronavirus is something that is man-made. It's not natural. It's not seasonal. It's man-made in a lab there in Wuhan, Japan. Come to find out that the Obama administration funded this freak show over there. It funded China over there in the lab. U.S. dollars, of course, a couple $1 million they sent over there to the lab, keep them going. The lab didn't have correct protocols. The lab didn't have anything that a level 4 containment lab should have, such as the CDC, just to point that out. Not saying the CDC is perfect by any means. Don't get me started on that argument. But the fact of the matter is that people do have the antibodies, a certain amount of people. I don't know what that magic number is out of 300 or 340 million people here in the United States, but a certain large percentage of us have that immune system. And what's scary, and what I see is getting back on topic here, is I see these governors, mostly again in Michigan and in Virginia, and a lot of different states, New York, they're seizing power in order to control the people of these states. And again, that's unconstitutional as hell. The people could sue them. You cannot do anything like that to your people and your state and expect to not be sued. You can't do that. That's highly illegal, unconstitutional, highly illegal. And people seem to be, because they've scared everybody. The WHO, I call them the WHO, but they're the WHO, World Health Organization. They've scared everybody, made everybody afraid that if you go out, you do this, you do that, you're going to get the coronavirus. Well, the fact of the matter is studies are just coming out, again, being down here in Central Florida, that if you're in high humidity, of course, like Florida, lots of sunshine, again, just like Florida, that high humidity, fresh air outside, vitamin D coming off the sunshine from the sun that it's emitting, the ultraviolet rays, does have an effect on the coronavirus. And they're not telling you that. And of course, today is overcast and rainy, but normally, most of the time, a majority of the time here in the state of Florida, it's always very sunny. And the weather's, more than decent. So it's very, very, very scary, and it bothers the hell out of me to see these governors taking control and scaring the hell out of people and taking control like a dictator, like an emperor, like a king, kings and queens, that is, and controlling their state and the people in the state. And all I ask and I pray that we have peace here in the United States, and I ask and pray that we could overcome this. We could overcome this as patriots. We could overcome these dictatorships, these people that are out of control. And it's very, very, very hard to do that. And my recommendations would be to peacefully protest. And if they want to arrest us, then they're going to have to arrest us, because, again, that goes back to what I just said 10 seconds ago. That's totally unconstitutional. You have no reason and there is no law that says you cannot peacefully protest. Being locked in your homes like a rat, being locked up just like a prisoner, being locked up just like a rat, again, that's unconstitutional, and the people need to rise up and peacefully protest. It's crazy, it's ridiculous. We have to get back to work. I have a lot of friends that haven't even received their first stimulus check. People are hurting. People are hurting very, very badly right now. It's just a very sick thing. President Trump's doing everything he possibly can do to try to get money out to those people. I have friends that are veterans and spouses of veterans and different things like that, and they're hurting. They haven't even got their first check yet. We need help. We're hurting. The unemployment is inching up to 15 million. It wouldn't surprise me here in another couple weeks it hits 22 million in the United States. It's getting out of control. And then again, you have these butt wipe, ass wipe governors that are controlling the people that won't let us go back to work. I wish I could say it's like that in Florida, but however, the governor, Ron DeSantis, him being ex-military, Navy officer, by the way, he does not view that. He respects the Constitution, understands the Constitution, the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. He knows what he can do, and he knows what he can't do, all within the confines of the Constitution of the United States. So we had to go through a suggestion to basically stay home if you're not an essential worker down here in the state of Florida. But again, nothing as extreme as Governor Cuomo in the state of New York. Nothing extreme and crazy like he's saying. Nothing crazy and extreme like this lady there in Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, is basically saying you can't go out, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't visit friends, you can't even buy seeds at the Lowe's, you can't even buy seeds at Home Depot. You know, you can't go out. You have to stay locked down like you're again a rat in a trap, not to sound redundant. But again, we need to vote these people out of office here come 2020, and coming up for this presidential election. If these people are on the board and they're running, we need to vote these people out of office as soon as possible. And we need to have peaceful protests to let these control freak governors know we're not going to put up with this crap anymore. This is Shockwave News Live recording. This is Shockwave News. I'm over. Like, share, subscribe. You can find me on Anchor. That's anchor.fm/Shockwave News. And find me on Spreaker, Spreaker.com/Shockwave News Live. This is Shockwave News reporting. I'm over. I'm out of here.